Hello everyone, welcome back to Joy's Creative Finger. I built some chic apartments and Chrissy here from the Skylight Mansion, remember her, the daughter to Linda, she's 21 years old. She's just arrived here at the chic apartments to see if she can purchase one of them and move out from her mum's house. So this apartment obviously is inspired by the Chic update. I absolutely love the items that we got, and I found ways to incorporate some of these items into this build. So what you see here is a front entrance, a grand style entrance in a way. Obviously down below where we have the office, but more so still where you have these balconies that are stepped in a way from the waterfall running down. So these dividers that we got, the gold ones obviously, they're quite nicely matched with the yellow balcony option, and then I've used the backyard beautification event lovely plants that we won to decorate the front part of it, because those dividers can't come any further on the balcony, but certainly by stepping them the dividers are connected with the next balcony above them. All the apartments are meant to have this beautiful chic balcony that you see, except for the ground floor apartment obviously, because that's where the office is, and we'll see that later. Now I did have apartments in my town, I think about 2 years ago. It's on YouTube. I really loved those apartments, but I've gone on to demolish that a little while back, and so I'm quite happy to recreate apartments in my town. I did also have the New York apartments, and that's gone as well, but these are chic apartments. I love them, and the interior obviously is filled with most of the items that we've got over the recent updates. The rooftop has lighting that's adequate for the facilities on the roof, and we also have lighting on the balconies that face the back part of the build as well. So it's on a beach plot. They have a great view of the pool down here that you can see. They are different shades of blue, and I set them out this way because they look a little bit more interesting. And the balconies here all have their own personal entrance and access to these beautiful seats out back. I know you're all thinking about glitching. Glitching will always be in the game, some way, somehow. You just have to find out how it's done, and I will put onto, I think, Instagram some of the ways on how this is done, so that I don't have to create a whole video for that. But they have a great view of the pool and the beach, and that's one of the things I had in mind when I selected this plot for the chic apartments. I wanted them to have some kind of beautiful surrounding that makes the prices of the apartments, for instance, a little bit more dearer than, say, the apartments downtown. So we're going to go inside with our lovely Chrissy and have a look at one of the apartments that she will be renting. She has been able to save up a bit of money, having lived with her mom until she was 21 years old. And so we're going to go into the manager's office that you can see right here. You can see his little feet underneath the computer table. But this is the way in, wrapped around on the side here. And I felt it was a tidier way to have access into the building, and that's the other way into the stairwell that leads to the apartments. So it's nicely hidden away. And so it's time for us to go in. She is going to pick up the key. We're going to see her neighbors, obviously. That means we get to see the whole apartment. And then we'll go to hers. So we're going to get her to sit and wait while I show you around the manager's office, which is quite simple. It's quite elegant as well, and very tidy and very clear. So this is Dean. He is the person who hands out the keys to the owners of the apartments up top. And there she is on her phone waiting. I just love the actions. Things have really changed in the game since we got all these updates. But I was able to fit in just a number of things in here. We've got a bookshelf with save files for the occupants of the build or in repairs that are needed in the apartments. And we also have a drinks machine in the corner here. And that reminds me that the pregnant women can't have a drink from this drinks machine. And that's very sad, because I think they'd be very thirsty. Anyway, let's assume she's got her keys. We don't have an action for that, but we're ready to go up and see. Well, the first apartment is on the ground floor, so that person doesn't get to have that beautiful chic balcony that we saw out front. They certainly have a very beautiful apartment. The combination of colors is something that really interests me when putting together any build, because it does make it look all the more special and these are chic apartments, so I needed them to look really nice and edgy. These seats, for instance, come from a house that I downloaded off the Architect tab, along with this beautiful vase and lovely flowers. They're ever so delicate. It's a great combination with the flooring that's chosen, and the seats obviously match the walls, and the white cushions match the artwork and the white curtains on the wall. I think it really pulled together nicely, and then I had to live up to the expectation because I had to figure out what to do upstairs. But these curtains obviously serve as a backdrop to the office that you see there, so it means if you open the window you'll be looking into the manager's face. But I had to find a way to create an office. Now the chic apartment is quite glamorous in a way. It has 2 bedrooms, and on the side here we have the first door leading into the guest bathroom and guest restroom as well. So it's not attached to the bedroom that's next to it, but I found a way to make sure that although it's not a massive bathroom, it's sizable, it's got everything it needs, it looks elegant, and you can actually walk past that mirror into where she's taken a shower, so it doesn't obstruct in any way, because I find that some items in the game would be an obstruction up on the wall there, so it was quite nice to know that she could go in without being obstructed, so that made the bathroom look a lot more glamorous. The next door after the guest bathroom is the door leading into the guest bedroom downstairs. This room could be a room for a couple of teenagers. You could have a nursery in there, a toddler. You can set it up the way you want, but I wanted to place a full bed, double bed in there, just because. And so this is somewhat an overview of how the living space ties into an entertainment space where you have the piano, and then you've got the dining area, and then you've got the kitchen down back at the wall in this angle here. It was interesting figuring out how to set up everything here, but this is the apartment anyway that belongs to Grace. She's cooking up something delicious, and this dining table has that green wall for a backdrop, and it's quite lovely, I think so anyway. Now we have a corridor that leads out to the back where we have the pools, and also in the corridor on the left we have the door that leads into the master bedroom. Of course the master bedroom is also an ensuite, so it has its own bathroom, and we are currently in the middle of the back to the wall quest, so if you're not on that, get onto it, so you can have a feature wall like this in a room. So the back part where you have the bed has a lovely feature wall with those ever so slightly colored purple butterflies against a lilac backdrop, and it's lovely in the room. They're matching the bedding, and she has a chic collection of clothes and a gold rimmed mirror by the side to make sure that her fashion is up to scratch. Now this is the bathroom in the corner here. It's self-contained, has everything it needs, and it's a complete 2-bedroom apartment that I think is adequate even for a small family. So it depends on the kind of sim you want to live here. But this is the way out to the back part of the house. Obviously being on the ground floor, they don't have a private patio space as the balconies upstairs, and you'll see what I mean in a second. So here is again another overview for you, and having spent a bit of time touring this particular apartment will enable me move a little bit quicker than the other apartments up top now that you have a good idea of its layout and so on. It will be a little bit different in some areas. For instance, we have the piano in the center part of this house, and upstairs it's completely different. This is the apartment that Chrissy wants to actually rent and has every intention of moving into. So this is her beautiful chic balcony. It's got hanging flowers, it's got plants that she can attend to, she can sit down, have a great view of the outdoors. I think it's absolutely beautiful. You know, it's a concrete structure, and to have a little garden type of area out front that's glamorous is quite a nice touch, I think, to the build. It was such that I had to make sure that the entrance to this apartment had to have an access way from that angle, so you've got to walk through that beautiful balcony area and then come into your apartment through this door here. As is the case with most apartment buildings, the layout is exactly the same. You have a door immediately you come into your apartment on the left, where you can make use of the restroom, and it also serves as a bathroom as well. I could very well have put in a bathtub, but I would have missed out on the little detail here of placing this lovely cabinet here with a basket and the items on top. it just added a little bit more detail to the bathroom. Now again, I've placed a beautiful feature wall behind this bed in this bedroom here. And it's a really lovely thing that we can do now in the game. So instead of a piano in the center part when you walk in, you have this lovely round couch for Chrissy to sit on and a lovely chandelier above it. Now the setup is the same for the living area. You have to imagine that the wiring for the TVs are all going to be in a particular section, so your sitting room is definitely going to be in this angle when you walk in. That's just the way apartments are. And this plant again was one of those I got from an Architect Tab home. I absolutely love it. There's another one on the dining table there, and the seats as well came from the Architect Tab home. So many things. This is another feature wall which I think is brilliant in the space. It's got a little flame of pink coming up from underneath, and that's where the kitchen is. And straight across from the entrance past a lovely round seat, you come through to the back part here where she has a seating area. She has a mannequin in her bedroom like I do, and she has her bathroom on the side here like everybody else is in the apartment. So here's a little overview of Chrissy's new apartment. I think it's a nice arrangement from the one we have downstairs. There's a slight difference because they don't have a chic balcony, do they? But she gets to walk out from her front door every morning and walk across this beautiful balcony area here and downstairs out to work. But in this case, we're going upstairs to see her other neighbor, who is a man. So what I've had to do is try and make sure that this apartment looks manly. It looks a little bit more butch and very edgy in a way. Still using the items from the Chic update. This is just lovely to see what she looks like from the outside walking in to his apartment. Perhaps he'd invite her over for a glass of wine. So again, we have a great view of the front part of the house from inside with all those windows. You come in through the front door and his living room is in exactly the same position. So this is Matthew. He loves fish. That's what he has as a center focal point as you walk into his apartment. And I felt that the colors here worked brilliantly, and I basically wanted it to have that masculine feel once you walk in. The black and the gold rug work well together, and he also has a floral chic balcony that is maintained by the manager of the building anyway, so it's something that has to be in place for the way the building looks on the outside. Now this fish tank serves as a divider between his living area and his dining area on the side here. I thought that worked perfectly. And then we have a chest of drawers on the side where we have this artwork that catches the gold from the carpet. So I thought it pulled it in really nicely. I know there's heavy blacks on the wall, but the blacks have gold rims, and the kitchen area as well has gold bar stools. So it's like a bar type of setup. Again, the apartments are laid out the same way. So we have the restroom on the side here, which is also a bathroom for guests. And this is a feature wall again in this bedroom. And I thought this setup was quite nice. A black hanging down light against a white hanging down light, and the clock behind the bed, and the brown wallpaper. Or beige, I think it is. But it's lovely. I really love that we can do that now, and the possibilities are endless with interior design. Matthew's master bedroom has a brick feature wall at the back here, and the good thing is that they have chic racks that have coats, and they can come in here and try on coats. So that's great. We're beginning to have male items, and this is important. And he has a bathroom on the side too. As you know, all the apartments have a balcony out back where they can sit down, enjoy the view, certainly not dive off into the pool or anything. But yes, he has everything that everyone else has. And then we have the rooftop. That means we have only 3 apartments in this build. You could make it 4 or 5 because you can go 5 floors up. But I didn't want to do that, and that was just my personal choice. I created a rooftop where they could hang out in some way and just enjoy the roof. You know, it's an industrial style of a roof. So these are the 3 apartments that I have, and she would be the occupant in the middle. So once you come upstairs, you find that the staircase is neatly tucked away in the structure that you see right behind here. And it just so happened that the staircase fit that perfectly in that corner. I just love the way this thing works out. Sometimes when you're building, it just falls into place on its own. But they've got a tennis table up here, and they've got gym equipment out here to work out, you know, outside. But this room is where you store away all the stuff that they're using out here. So the manager of the building is responsible for that. And you can come through those doors through that storeroom. That's empty at the moment because the gym equipment is out up top. But you can come through those doors and sit out on top here as well and have a great view of the beach. We have another room in the corner over here, and that's where the laundry room is. So everyone in the apartment can come up here and make use of the facility. There are 2 washing machines going. It's also like an airing space, but I think they would hang their own clothes downstairs in their own home. Or perhaps it gets dried up here. So yes, there's a washer, there's a dryer, and so yes, it is true. I just forgot, sorry. There's a washer, there's a dryer. And yeah, their clothes are taken back downstairs dry, okay? Now, I have mentioned a couple of times in my last 2 videos, I think, that I will be traveling to Africa on holiday for this summer period for about 4 weeks. But you don't need to worry. I have a number of builds that I've already completed that will come up on the channel as usual, but I won't be able to do any live builds over the next 4 weeks. The live builds will come back on when I get back from Africa, and I'll see all your comments and see which ones you're interested in, and we'll take it from there. Before I go, let's get her to sit down in her lovely chic balcony in her apartment, which I love so much. I actually prefer her apartment, of course I do. And the one downstairs and the one up top, what can I say? But my favorite is the one in the middle. If you decide that you want to go ahead and attempt building this in your towns without the live build, and again, most of you do that, and you're completely amazing with your own twists and your own variation of it. But if you choose to do that and you upload it to any social media platform, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, just remember to use the hashtag JoyceCreativeFinger, and I will see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.